Okay, so anyways, Alfred shows Larry Boy the weeds that popped up all over the city via computer.
Bumbleberg have the measles!
No, those are the weeds.
What? They're everywhere!
Larry then accidentally bumps into the joystick controls, which tells the satellite to look under the ground, and a green blob below Bumbleberg turns out to be the mother weed! And the only way to stop it is to go to the roots! So, he dashes off into the Larrymobile with Alfred assisting, with the new and improved look of the mobile, complete with the buttons labeled. He first presses the yellow button, which is much less suspenseful than the last one. But don't worry, it gets better when he pushes the red button, which causes the car and Larry Boy to plummet down to the earth. That is until he presses the blue button, and it causes everything to glow in the dark and turn on the boring machine.
I'm flying under the ground!
Well, actually, you're boring.
Gee, Alfred, I know I'm not the wittiest of cucumbers, but
No, not that kind of boring. It's like drilling. It's a boring machine.
Oh, I see.
You're boring! I don't see anything funny about that either. I'm sorry, Libby. It's just, nobody knew what I meant by that. It's actually the enhancement of enlarging a hole that has already been made. And some people will probably ask, what does it look like? So they'll probably have to look it up on the internet. So anyways, Larry Boy makes it down to the sewers in one of the coolest shots of these movies. Because get this, these shots were rendered with Mental Ray along with their Softimage renderer. Unfortunately, the airbag that Larry Boy gets caught under loses transmission from Alfred. And Alfred decides the only way to fix this is to find Larry Boy and rescue him in his little scooter.
Help is on the way!
Larry Boy, even though without transmission, decides he shouldn't give up with information or no information. He sees the small rumor weed and he decides to kick her butt. That is until the real giant mother weed pops up from under the shaft, from under the darkness.
Mother, but I'm afraid of the dark!
Alfred tries to go get help from Officer Scooter, but here's the third thing I noticed about this weed. Okay, Lippy, I may agree with you this time. Good.
Larry Boy is battling a giant weed in the sewer system. Ah! The robot!
You see, the rumor has spread so far. You see, that's how dangerous rumors are, and he can't get help. He needs help, but he can't get help because the rumor has undermined his credibility. See, kids, you need to avoid spreading rumors. Because you never know when you're going to need the police to believe that your friend is battling a giant weed in the sewer system, and they're not going to believe you because they heard you were a robot. A dangerous robot. You see, that's because Alfred's reputation has been ruined. That's some solid piece of advice, Veston. Thank you. I just hope the viewers at home heed my warning. While looking through his dented car, Larry Boy decides to take the rumor weed out, Terminator style.
Hasta la vista, Weedy! Wrong button.
Well, there goes a potential monster battle.
What are you guys watching?
Larry from the rumor weed. Want to join us?
Oh, sure. I got popcorn and everything.
Okay. Downtown, Alfred tries to convince the mayor that Larry Boy needs their help. But of course, the mayor is starting to believe this rumor. I gotta tell you, these people at Bumbleberg have gotta be the most gullible saps that I've ever seen.
Don't look at his eyes! They're laser beams!
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Meanwhile, back in the sewers, Larry's gotten so beat up by that monster at this point that he can't even bother to move or fight it.
Face it! You can't stop this weed! Thanks to your friends up there! I'm getting bigger by the minute!
Meanwhile, back in town, everybody continues to leak out these rumors about Alfred, mostly because they're stupid.
I heard he wants to take over the world!
I heard there are teenagers inside him that know karate!
You see what he said? Oh yeah, I heard there are teenagers inside of that know karate. You see, it was a Power Rangers reference. Yep. Nobody got that because they couldn't understand him! Man.
Well, we know.
We know, we thought it was funny just because it was Egyptian sounding. Suddenly, an earthquake starts and they see the robot shaking the world.
It's the robot! He's shaking the world!
Idiot!
I'm not shaking anything! It's shaking me!
The earthquake intensifies, and the rumor weed pops up from below the sewer system, and she grabs the source of the rumor, that being Alfred. She wraps around City Hall, making it her death trap.
Attention, everyone! Run for your lives! Robots have taken over the world! Our world!
Hey, the weed has the robot!
Serves him right, the menace!
It is until Junior's dad Asparagus comes by and notices the situation firsthand. Obviously, he's the only one who's not heard about the rumor.
Did you make up this story?
What? I'm a rumor weed. I never make anything up. I heard it from 2 very reliable sources. Right, kids?
Could I make the argument that the weed that Asparagus talked to was actually the weed that Junior and Laura saw earlier? But except with the rumor it has more energy? I believe so.
Ooh, busted!
Anyways, Asparagus tells the kids that what Alfred said was just a figure of speech, an expression. It meant they need to go home and rest and lie down or something. Yup. And of course, much like the previous Larry Boy episode, we get an educational advice from Asparagus.
God doesn't want us to tell stories that can hurt. He wants us to spread nice words.
So Mr. Alfred isn't a robot.
No, Mr. Alfred is a very nice man.
Behind him, some flowers bloom, which gets Laura and Junior the idea that the only way to clear his name is to spread nice words. And that's what they did. This, of course, makes everybody, including Mr. Nezzer, the sometimes good guy, sometimes bad guy of the show, to feel guilty about what they thought. So they all say Alfred is a nice man, which causes another earthquake to happen. But only this time, it has flowers blooming on the weed like crazy, which turns the weed into a giant, beautiful flower. And of course, Mike Rocky had a reaction to this in the commentary, which sadly we don't have any footage of, but I'm sure it was pretty funny. Oh, and you get to slide down your rumor. I don't get what they meant by that. I guess what they meant to try to show you is if you come clean, your rumor turns into a big slide. Still don't know how, but I really shouldn't complain. They apologize to their friend and Larry Boy's assistant, and he forgives them.
Has anyone seen Letty Boy?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Where is Letty Boy?
You weren't even here when we started, Mushu.
Oh yeah.
Larry Boy Burt comes out from below the solar system via plunger ears and notices the flowers blooming all around him. He may be a bit bruised, but he is okay.
Is there a flower show?
And on that note, the choir sings the end. That evening, Larry Boy tells the viewers about the adventure they had, and he shows the Bible verse of the day.
Reckless words pierce like a sword, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Proverbs 12:18.
That was a full verse that time.
So the Bible says, if you're not careful, your words can hurt people, just like a sword.
Oh, is that right?
They sign off, and during the end credits, we hear the W's version of the Rumorweed song, which in my opinion is a better version than that other one. So that was Larry Boy and the Rumorweed. As to fair up, it was great, awesome, humorous. You could see why Larry Boy became one of the next superhero icons next to the Powerpuff Girls. Larry Boy in the From Outer Space was and will always be my favorite episode of the show. But this episode took a step further with the animation, the layouts, the lighting, and even the character designs. In fact, if I were to make a top 10 list of my favorite VeggieTales episodes, I'd put this in number 7. We're lucky 7th choice. I say, Phil Fisher and his team probably did ambitious work doing this. In fact, this is the only episode that actually made them want to put on a soundtrack album, which they did. And did you buy the 1999 version? You should buy it, it's good stuff. But don't buy the 2006 watered down version where they cut out the W's Rumor Weed song. Yeah, don't, please. So, if you're a true fan of Larry Boy, then this movie is for you. This review was requested by #1 funny person, aka Jonathan. Thank you very much for suggesting this, and I apologize it's coming out so late. Be sure to tune in next time when I present the Muppet Show episode with Alice Cooper, because it is getting close to Halloween after all. So until next time, as always, stay sharp, stay smart, and always look at things that I recommend. Until then, I'm Lee Hopper,
I was the dragon.
and I'm going out to McDonald's for dinner. Later, guys.
So, what do we do now?
I don't know. Want to go watch the first Red Boy episode?
Play by me.
A tiny little story is all I need.
Okay, that's a wrap.